Most of you do the bare minimum. Go to school, you do your homework, then you go to sleep. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but if you know you could do so much more, then what's really stopping you? And for those of you guys who are in school and think, I just don't have time because I'm so stuck with school and homework, I guarantee you can make the time to do hobbies after school that could help you become a more well-rounded person that's making you more interesting and overall just more attractive. So here are the best hobbies to learn after school. The first hobby you should take is the gym, and this is a pretty obvious one. However, this is going to be the most simple one. That being said, most younger guys don't feel the need to go to the gym, mostly because some of you are playing sports in school, or maybe you're taking a weightlifting or PE class and you're thinking, I already do that enough at school. From personal experience, most people suck about teaching at the gym. In this day and age, there's so much good information that you can learn completely for free on YouTube or any other social media, and this information can more easily and probably even faster get you the physique that you want and just help you get to your fitness goals. So whenever you're entering a new hobby, let's just say for this one, we're talking about the gym, you should learn as much as possible. This is gonna save you so much wasted time because most people, they think that they wanna be self-taught. That is a huge mistake. When you are self-taught, you're gonna be wasting so much time, and that is a perfect way to limit your results. If you enter in something well-informed and well-rounded, you are going to get things done fast. So learn about the gym, learn about nutrition, and again, you could do this completely for free. If you're in school and you wanna start going into the gym for the first time, chances are you're going to want to bulk. So start researching the best supplements to take on a bulk, the best foods to be eating, a grocery list, a diet plan, and then about the proper workout routine. And not only is this hobby going to get you the physique that you've always wanted, but also it's going to teach you about discipline. The thing about the gym is that it takes a ton of time and it takes a ton of discipline. You have to do the right things day in and day out. It's not just about hitting the gym. You also have to eat the right foods, and you have to do it consistently. And this discipline can be taken anywhere. So this is truly why I recommend this the most. This is the best hobby that you can learn after school. And that's truly what I want this entire video to be about. These hobbies are not only just good for you, they're not just a good way to pass the time, but I want this to be beneficial for you quite possibly throughout your entire life. And so the next hobby is doing a side hustle. Right now, side hustles are booming. There are so many different ways to make extra side cash, and it could quite literally turn into something way bigger. There are so many people who started creating videos online to gain extra income. Next thing they knew, it became their full-time job, and they're making a ton of money because of it. And it obviously doesn't have to be content creation. Some people are just not into that. From the ages 14 to 16, I was big into flipping stuff. I would go to garage sales, I would find stuff on OfferUp, and then I would sell it for more on eBay. Funny enough, that's actually how I afforded my first PS4. I bought a couple pair of Vans because of it, and I remember taking $100, taking that to H&M, and that's kind of how I started getting into men's fashion in the first place. And I know that that could be beneficial for you because I always see the comments, I can't afford new clothes, I'm just a teenager. Well, you could do something to make money and afford the clothes that you want, but most importantly, when you're learning about side hustles, learn how to manage your money. I really feel like I'm speaking to my younger self here because that's something that I wish I knew earlier, is how to manage your money, how to budget, and how to actually save. All the way up until the age of 18, any single paycheck that I got, I would go and spend it all. This obviously isn't a finance channel, so I'm not going to go too deep into that, but go look at other creators. Same thing with the last hobby that I told you about. Research and learn as much as possible. Read books, listen to other creators, listen to podcasts, whatever it might be. And something else that is going to help you a ton, no matter which hobby you pick, you need the right bag to carry everything that you need. You need the perfect bag that's functional, that's stylish, to go from school to work, side hustles, or quite literally anything else. And as of lately, I've been loving the ones from today's video sponsor, BagSmart. They just released their new Vega Walker collection that has literally everything that you need. Let's start off with the most essential one, which is the Vega backpack. This is the perfect bag to go with you everywhere, from school, the gym, work, and travel. It has enough space to carry all of your essentials, as well as everything else that you might need to carry. If you can't tell by now, I am huge into having the perfect everyday carry. Having the right things everywhere you go is going to make your life easier and more functional, but there are some things that you just can't carry in your pockets. For example, I'm big into fashion and I love having a lint roller in hand, but this is obviously not going to fit in my pocket. So this is something that I throw into the Vega backpack. I love the unique design. This puffy texture makes it interesting, super light, and the right amount of storage and space for everything. Not only that, it has compartments for everything that you need, like a laptop sleeve. You can stay organized with miscellaneous items and extra storage space for whatever you need. And if you can't tell by now, I love all my accessories to be in the color black. Every bag that I got from BagSmart had to be in the color black. I'm also able to take this to the gym. So this bag perfectly carries my pre-workout, my shaker cups, and anything else that I might need to carry to the gym. I've also been huge into duffel bags, and this one is no exception. It still has that unique puffy texture that I like, and opposed to other duffel bags that are usually leather, they get very heavy and usually tire out your shoulders. This duffel bag helps alleviate some of those problems. This one is perfect for traveling, whether it's on a flight or if you want to take this to the beach, park, wherever. And let me tell you this from personal experience, having the wrong bag can quite literally ruin your trip. I can't tell you how many times I packed a bag that was too small or didn't have enough compartments for everything that I needed, and it left me stuffing everything into one tiny bag. But with this Vega bag, not only does it look way better than most bags, also it has the compartments that you need. So if you really need to pack a lot more, I really suggest the Walker Duffel. This has enough capacity for everything, a shoe compartment that still leaves extra space for the clothes, towels, or anything else you need to pack. And not only that, the entire design is just really convenient. The outer pocket doubles as luggage space, and it comes with a removable crossbody strap to make it easier to carry. Or it has the perfect space to carry everything, and therefore you don't get to where you need to go and realize I forgot probably one of the most important things. Like I said, right now this is my gym bag, and there are certain things that I need to carry, but with other bags, it'll just make it way too bulky and uncomfortable. And with this Vega Walker collection, you're not sacrificing anything. They look good, they're light and comfortable to carry, and that's included with this toiletry bag. If you don't have a toiletry bag yet, you are seriously missing out. The best tip that I can give anybody is be organized, and especially if you're traveling or going anywhere, the best way to be organized with your self-care products is with a toiletry bag. This is where I throw in all my skincare products, including a cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen, which is insanely important. Toothbrush, and literally everything else. This all fits in a toiletry bag like this. And of course, one of my favorite parts is the price. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on a backpack. They all do the same thing. Carry your stuff. And let me be honest, some backpacks do a terrible job at that. This one is the perfect one all around because of the price. They're also having their back to school sale right now, so I recommend that you act fast. You can get 10% off looking at these new arrivals and save even more money by buying one and getting the next one 20% off. So link's gonna be the first one in the description. The next best hobby is something seasonal. Again, another hobby that I really wish I got into earlier. I'm a big believer that the more hobbies that you have underneath your belt, or better yet, the more skills that you have, the more of a well-rounded person you are. Being that person that's good at everything is a great reputation to have. That is quite literally one of the best ways to become more attractive. If everybody talks about you because you're good at something or good at everything, you are miles ahead of everybody else. That being said, things that you could do in the summer are not always the things that you could do in the winter as well. Growing up, I used to like playing basketball. If you're wondering why I stopped, everybody continued to grow. Well, I stopped at 5'8". That's pretty much why. With that being said, spring and summertime, I was always playing basketball. I loved it. But when the winter came, I really didn't have anything else to do. And so I spent the entire time playing video games. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing because, especially at a young age, that's probably one of the easiest ways to make friends. But had I just stepped away for just a day, I could have learned how to snowboard, how to go skiing, how to do anything else in the winter. Now it doesn't have to consume your entire life or at least the entire season, but it's a great way to learn something new and become more interesting. So whether it's swimming in the summer, running in the spring, snowboarding in the summer, literally whatever it is, don't give yourself the excuse that just because I don't have anything to do right now means that I could do absolutely nothing at all. Learn something new, become more interesting. The next hobby is collecting something. Now I used to think of this and strictly only think about those old people who would collect coins. That's not what I'm talking about at all. But again, when you have expertise on something, people are gonna like to talk to you about that certain thing. So for me, I love my collections. My watch collection is phenomenal. My cologne collection is a huge conversation starter. These are the collections that I'm talking about. Whether you're getting into fragrances and you want to build up a small collection, the more knowledgeable you become about the best brands, about what makes a cologne a good cologne, people are going to want to talk to you about that. And then of course, the added bonus that you are always going to smell incredible. This is a good hobby to have. So think about anything that interests you. For a lot of people, it's sneakers. Some people love their sneaker collections. They have Jordans, they have Nike Dunks, they have all the New Balances that everybody are talking about. So if that interests you, then build your collection there. And of course, this doesn't always have to be expensive. You can get stuff secondhand for way cheaper. You can go to discount stores or even just test your luck at thrift stores. I know plenty of people who have came across gems at thrift stores. In fact, a good friend of mine found a beautiful 1980 Seiko at a thrift store. So you never know what you're gonna like, but as long as you're collecting something that you enjoy and something that you want to gain crazy expertise on, promise you this is gonna help you in the long run. The next great hobby to choose is something creative. Now, I've always been the kind of person who is never too creative. That being said, I wish I at least tried something to expand my mind. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a terrible drawer. I cannot draw to save my life. So I'm perfectly fine with leaving that behind me and never trying it again. Same thing with painting, same thing with anything else. But if you have a knack for that, even if you're semi-decent at it, it's at least worth trying to expand your mind and become comfortable in a creative setting. One thing that I've always liked is cameras. I wish I spent more time learning about cameras, about photography, or even cinematography, so I can get better at doing what I do right now. That being said, I'm really making an effort to learn more about certain cameras, about which cameras do what in certain lighting, and my favorite thing is film. I love the way film looks, and therefore before, I'm going to get better at this. And one piece of equipment that I really want to buy to expand this is a Fujifilm X100V. Now these retail for about 1,000 USD, but they resell for around 2,000 USD. I'm still waiting to get a good price, but once I get that, I'm going to be posting that a lot on my Instagram. Speaking of which, if you haven't followed me, make sure to do that right now. Look, it doesn't matter what hobby you learn. In fact, you could do one hobby for 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months and switch it up to something else. The whole thing about a hobby is it's not a full lifetime commitment. That being said, if you like something, sure, pursue it further and further. But for me, I enjoy being well-rounded and constantly improving in something new. It's always fun for me to pick up something, get good at it, and because it's not a lifetime commitment, I can move on to the next. And there's really two ways of looking at it. Of course, if you want to pursue something in life, then yes, put your head down and be the best person at that and constantly work on that. But for me, for example, boxing, I enjoyed it for a period of time, but because I'm not trying to be a boxer, there's really no reason for me to dedicate my life to one single hobby. And sure, later down the road, I'll join a new gym and get even better at it. But for the time being, I prioritize my things to what pays the bills and then what I enjoy doing. And what I enjoy doing can change from time to time. Now, one thing that I could say for certain, I love learning as much as possible. And recently I've been learning a ton about how to get better sleep. And if you want to see the night routine that's going to make you sleep better, here's a video that's going to show you exactly that.